Hey guys, James here today, and welcome to another speed build video. Now this one's a little bit different. It's more or less the same, but it's got a slight difference. This is my Let's Play family right here on their private island. And this house is being built entirely with the money that they have at this point in time, which is about $330,000. So this is a house properly built within a game. And I haven't actually started building it, but that's okay. I'm just, I guess, messing around. But this house, yeah, this is because if you haven't seen my Let's Play, you should check it out. It's a lot of fun. I'm having a lot of fun with it. People seem to be enjoying it. So definitely check that out if you haven't. But basically what's happened is the girl in the family recently married a rich man. Well, he wasn't rich, but we sold his house, and then we decided to build our own on the private island that they owned. So that's what we're doing now. And basically, the house is more or less just a contemporary sort of on the water home. It's, I guess it's kind of a regular contemporary home, and I was happy with that. I'm happy with the way it turned out. It's quite nice. I do like it. So here we're starting off with the port, I guess, where the boat will come in. So that's a little speedboat all docked in there. And now we're doing all the sort of floor plan. Well, the base, that little shell is in the way. This is like the basis of the house. I was just getting out the shape. We have the whole island to work with, but I only built on this side that was already like it's already been flattened out, and they've designed the island so you build on this side. So that's what I decided to do. I didn't bother changing the whole landscape of the island. However, that is possible. Like if you want to change that whole hill there, you can. You can flatten the whole island. You can move it around. You can do all that kind of stuff. You pretty much got it's a very large space to sort of work with here, and it definitely is quite nice. And it's really good to work with here. So here we go. I'm placing in all the walls and getting, I guess you could say, the more or less final shape of the actual house done. So I'm going in here doing all the walls and doing all the balconies. It changes quite a bit from this point in time though. But it's more or less the same sort of shape house later on, but we just add a few more decks, and we had the second level in soon. And you'll see it all starting to take shape as we move along. That's that little beach area there. I just had to raise it up so it could fit in the proper stairs and everything, because they were being a bit annoying and they did not want to place, as you can see. So we had to fiddle around with that. But yeah, so this is the first house in the game I've actually built that's, first of all, expensive, and second of all, that I've done with money that I've actually made in the game, which was pretty interesting. And I guess it's more satisfying in a way, I suppose, that I'm going to actually get to play with it. Because they earned it, really. So I think that's really cool. So we're doing this now. So there you go. There's a few decks there. Most of the furnishing in the end, though, when I start doing it, the furnishings just pretty much, it's not, I guess it's not furnished in a way that I would if it was going up for download. Because this house, as it is now, won't be up for download. I apologize in case you want it. But at this point in time, it's not going to be up for download. This footage is just so you can see it being done. I'm going to be using this in my Let's Play, so you can see it there. I'll probably put it up for download later down the line, but for right now, it won't be. So yeah, here we go. Anyways, doing the upstairs deck there. And yeah, you can see that was actually upstairs, that separate building over there. I don't know, I thought it creates a really nice look as well when the roof goes in over it. And I thought it was pretty cool. And it just turns into one of the bedrooms. There's only 2 bedrooms in this house because I designed it for the Let's Play. So that's another reason why it's not going up for download, because it's designed for my needs of the Let's Play. So there's only 2 bedrooms. And a lot of the stuff is quite empty as well in the house. There's a lot of spare space for when I need to just put things in, or, just do whatever. So it's not designed in a way that would be useful to most people. And again, that's another reason why it's not going to be up for download just yet. But I guess we can stop going on about that. So I spent a lot of time just playing around with the roof shapes, because it is a flat roof, but it does have a little interesting characteristic to it, which you will see in a moment when we get there. And I don't know, I also played around with the colors for a bit. I couldn't get colors I liked or wallpaper. But in the end, of course we did. We get there in the end. This house took about I think it was just under 3 hours to build, which is actually pretty good for a house of this size. Of course, I guess it would have taken longer if I completely buffed up the furnishing and all that, but I only just did light kind of furnishings that I needed to do, but I'm happy with it, so that's all good. So yeah, we're still going on with the roof, messing around with it. And then soon we'll start getting into all the colors and everything. And that was another thing. I actually had to, because sometimes when you place like wallpapers or floorings in The Sims and then you remove it, you don't get as much money back. So I had to be careful with that, and I had to make sure I wasn't just throwing away all my money messing around with the design. So that was another interesting little challenge, I suppose, I had to do. So here we go. That's pretty much the more or less the final house shape here. But I do add a few more decks in later. One around the back, one around the front. The front is where the speedboat is on the other side, more or less. That's pretty much the front of the house, or at least what I consider the main entrance to the house. And then around the back where the little beach is, that's like their private little beach. I guess the whole island is private. It's quite far away from anywhere, which is really cool. So there we go, just doing the house design, doing the roof, doing a few fences. And the colors, I don't know what I was doing with the colors. When I get into it, which will be pretty soon, the first color I put on, the first main color, I pretty much paint the whole house. And I'm just like, no, I don't like this at all. This has to go. And so I guess I played around with the colors for a while. And I don't want to spoil the final colors, but I suppose if you look in the thumbnail, you can probably see it. But anyways, the final colors I think work out pretty nicely and go quite well. That bloody shell again got in the way when I was trying to flatten stuff out. The shell was there again, but we got rid of it in the end and moved it away. I got to go pick it up with one of my Sims when we start playing as well, actually, because that's a good thing to pick up. Nice little shell. So yeah, there you go. Put it in this other deck here. We put in another little pier kind of thing, so I can add in another boat, which I do in later. I added another boat, so they have 2 boats, and then I put in 2 aqua sleds as well, which I think is really cool. I think the boats in this game are just awesome. So much fun to just drive around on boats and own boats and everything. I guess that's one thing I didn't like about this lot. I wish it was connected to a road, just so I could have a fancy car as well and bask in the glory of a fancy car. Because I mean, I could buy one, but there's no point because I guess you don't really use roads that much in Isla Paradiso, so there's not really much point in that. But I guess, anyways, that's irrelevant, off topic. But yeah, here we go. So where that little stair is, that one stair going there, that's the main entrance there. It goes into like a living space. And this house is kind of interesting because I do the kitchen on the second floor. Like pretty much the whole second floor is a living space, as well as more or less most of the first floor. That separated room you saw is the double bedroom upstairs, and then directly below that is the other double bedroom. So they're both of the bedrooms out to the side. And then the main whole section of the house, elongated section of the house, that is all living space. So I can play around with it and do all this kind of stuff in there. And here we go. Here begins the playing around with wallpapers. I don't know how long it takes in the sped up version of this, but when I was actually doing it, I spent a lot of time doing colors. I start off with this dark gray wood, which I actually do think stays all the way to the end. It changes color a little bit, not much. And here I am. I'm like, yeah, let's try some bricks. I'm like, no, let's not try some bricks. And then I realized the house is black and white, and I'm like, this is not nice. Then I change the wood back, and then I do white there on the sides instead, just to that, and I just cover the whole house in that. So yeah, we're gonna be doing this for a little while, but I made sure to do plenty of like outdoor spaces, plenty of decks, and plenty of covered decks as well for the exterior places, so that your Sims can be outside, because you're in a paradise, an island paradise. That is where you are, and you own an island. And here's where the colors start getting really, really funky. Now we're going for this turquoise / aqua blue. Now we're changing it to just a blue. And the colors go pretty crazy from here on out. But we get there in the end. We get to a color scheme that I think works a lot nicer than this one. This is kind of interesting though. I guess it kind of shows you though what you could do with the house. But this is not how it ends up at all, in case you're wondering. I mean, it's interesting, but I don't think it fits the style of house. I mean, obviously it's a big modern house, but I don't think the blue fits very nicely with it, because it's an islander home. It's on an island. It shouldn't be like that. If anything, it should just be pure white, but that wouldn't look nice. That we didn't do that in the end. So we're just painting all the little half walls there everywhere, and the roof, fixing up all the colors. And you can see there's a lot of little bits and pieces that actually require coloring. So it took a long time to just put the initial colors on when I'm like, yeah, okay, let's go with this. And then I was like, no, let's not go with this. Because I when I was done, I wasn't happy when I started doing it with the color. But I was like, let's keep going. Let's just color the whole house and see what it looks like. And then I stepped back and was like, yeah, no, this doesn't look good. This doesn't work at all. So let's get rid of it. Let's abort it. And here we go. I'm changing all the railings now of the half walls. I really got to get into a habit of doing the railings of half walls first because changing them all is so annoying. Especially this one little here that I'm right in front of me there is actually, it's really awkward. It's really hard to recolor. It's got, for some reason, like a really big dead zone where I couldn't recolor it. I don't know, but it was just a bit awkward. Almost done recoloring all those little half walls. And then I think we're going to step back and take a look at the blue and then realize how much we don't like it at all. And then it changes to the final color after that. I mean, it's a lot of playing around again with colors. But again, we get there in the end. And to be honest, this house build wasn't very long. It's only a 3-hour house build. For a house this size, that's actually pretty quick. Well, I guess that's pretty quick in terms of anything. But I can turn around a house, like a pretty decent small house, in about an hour. So this is about 3 hours. So it's a pretty decent length for me. But I think it turned out pretty well. It's not too long. It's not too short, I suppose. I guess this is like a half-hour video, more or less, almost half-hour video. So I guess it's pretty. Anyways, I don't know what I'm talking about. Time length. Here we go. Choosing the final colors of the house. We go for this nice sort of big concrete kind of slab thing. I think the design looks really nice when it goes over all the walls. And yeah, so the blue pretty much all gets replaced by that wood color you see there. And I think that's much more sort of beach. And I kept playing around with it. I couldn't get a color that I liked, like the correct tone of it. I couldn't get it. So you can see I'm messing around with it for a long time right here. Just messing around with it. But we get it in the end, of course. And we got to go through and change all the little half walls and all the blue. Get rid of all the blue because it does not work. We change it all to the wood. And I think it looks much nicer in the end anyways. So yeah, it looks pretty good. We got that trellis in the center there. I don't know. I just put it there because I thought it just tied it together and it created a nice little semi-covered outdoor grass area for the kids to run around and play on. I mean, there's no kids yet, but who knows? This Let's Play is probably going to go there because I'm having a lot of fun with it. And this is the first time I'm going to, like, honestly, this is the first time in The Sims 3 I've had so much fun playing a family in the game. And they've also been so successful. So I'm really happy with that. I think it turned out smashingly. I don't know why I said smashingly, but I felt like it. So yeah, we're just changing this dark grey wood now to a different wood pattern that looks a bit cleaner and looks a bit nicer in the end. So that's what we did there. I think the colors, play around with the roof here. This is where I add in a moment when I get my stuff sorted. Here we go. I was like, let's do a skylight. And then I was like, hang on, we recently downloaded that venue that had all these skylights. So I was like, yes, we could use these. And then I tried to do that and I was like, no. And then I eventually get there in the end. And I asked you guys via Twitter as well if we should do this skylight roof or not. Because I wasn't sure if I preferred the house with it or without. But all you guys wanted to see the glass roof on top there. So we left it. And it creates a very big window into the house. I mean, it doesn't add any light at all. And come to think of it now, I've actually used ceiling lights in places where there's no ceiling. I guess I can go fix that later. But anyways, I only just thought of that when I was looking at that. So I will fix that up in just a moment, probably after this. But here we go. We're starting on all the windows now. I use a few different windows around the house. I use these couple, and then I use some of the store windows I have. And some of the Island Paradise windows as well as we go around the house. Seeing the money disappear when you're building on these things is so depressing. all your money, all your hard-earned money. It wasn't that hard-earned. It was actually pretty easy to get in the end because we just married a guy, sold his house, and took all his earthly belongings. So it was pretty easy. And I think by the end of it, because we started off with $330,000, I think we spent pretty much $200,000 is where we ended up spending, which I think is pretty good. It's a $200,000 house, so we have $130,000 left for the resort, which we're going to do up in the next episode of the Let's Play. So definitely check that out if you want to see me building the resort. That'll be like kind of like a Let's Build a House but it's going to be Let's Build a Resort, but kind of not, because we already have the resort. We're just going to be renovating it in the Let's Play, which I think will be a lot of fun. So definitely check that out if you want to. Check out the Let's Play. Personally, I think it's one of the best Let's Plays of The Sims I've ever done, because I'm just having so much fun with it myself, so I think that makes the videos a lot better as well. And I'm very happy with how it is going. And everybody seems to be enjoying it, and they want a lot more of it, so I'm going to have to produce a lot more of it, which I will when I get around to it, which will be pretty much right after I record this. I'll start recording some more of that. Anyways, the only I would have done it before this. I would have recorded more Let's Play, but I have to do this now because my hard drive is almost filled with video of this house. There's about 300 gigabytes, I think 310 gigabytes of this footage of this house. So I'm recording this now so I can get it off my hard drive and record some more Let's Play. Otherwise, I don't have any room. So yeah, we're just going around doing all the windows on the house. This video also, by the way, because this is a little slower pace than some of my other videos. Some of my other ones are 8 times speed. This one's 6 times speed, I believe. So it's a little slower, which I think definitely helps as well. The reason I do 8 times speed is because some of the houses get very long. Like the videos get very, very long. Like this one, think about it, it's pretty much half an hour and it's at 6 times speed. And it's also still going very fast. And it's supposed to be a speed build. And it's taking half an hour. So if I did them any slower, then you're going to be reaching into the hour plus mark for some of the houses, which is why I have to do them quite fast. But I was thinking of doing a different format for speed builds, but I haven't tried it. It's going to be, I guess, I couldn't do it with this one just because of the very nature that there's actually Sims living here, so it would be a lot harder to do. But I guess on my next speed build, on my next actually no, I've got 3 other speed builds already done that are in this form. Anyway, long story short, in the future, I might start doing a different way to do speed builds so the videos aren't incredibly long and incredibly fast. Just so in a way that it helps viewing, I suppose it makes it nicer to view. And it looks good in the end. Anyways, so this house was mainly, well, not mainly, but this house, because this house is on the island, that's why I use all the new stilted foundations and everything like that. And as much island paradise content as I could, really. So I guess you see a lot of that stuff popping up here and there. Like, and also because if you don't know the foundations, when you saw the step out the front, you know how it's just one step. That's a new feature with foundations, that they only need 1 step minimum. So you can have it really close to the ground, like where grass is and that. So it's just like a small step up, and then it can just, I don't know, it just looks nicer and it seems to sit on the terrain nicer and closer to it. So it looks like it's built on directly on top of the terrain, and then it goes out over the water, which I think is really cool. So here's the kitchen. It's on the 2nd floor, which I thought, well, I actually initially planned to do this. I initially planned the whole bottom floor basically to be bedrooms and different rooms, but I didn't need that many rooms, so it didn't turn out that way. But anyways, that's what it was initially planned for. That's why the kitchen was upstairs. But I also like it upstairs. I think it works pretty well because it has that nice sort of semi, or not private, but that balcony there. It's just nice, and like it works for a nice barbecue out there, and I do like a little dining table out there on that balcony just where the kitchen is, which you'll see me doing in a moment. I'm just doing all the flooring, and that's where the stairs take, because I'd moved them just before. So this balcony out there where I just put that door is where the barbecue will go in just a minute. And here's where I start choosing colors. Again, I messed around with the colors for a little while. I started off with a bluey turquoise aqua, or aqua. No people, aqua? Aqua. I say aqua, but I think some people say it differently. I don't know. Anyways, that's completely irrelevant. So here we go. I'm doing this little wall here. I make it brown, I think. But then I don't like it. Then I think I change it to green at some point, and so do those tiles. I changed it to green. So I do a brown. I'm like, no, that's so drab. It looks so bland. There we go. Then it turns into that sort of earthy green, sort of green grass / plant sort of tone, which I think looks really nice, and it complements it very well. And I put in like the seats in there later, like the island seats that go on, like the little counter seats, I suppose. I don't know how to describe them. They go in there. They're green ones, and so are the dining table chairs. It's actually just a little breakfast table I put in there, and then there's a proper sized dining table out on the balcony, which I thought was quite nice. I thought it was a pretty cool idea to do that. But Sims, I reckon most of the Sims would probably just sit at the little counter there because it's the closest thing, so they'll probably sit there and eat instead. But I guess we'll find out when we start playing. So there's that table. Here's the barbecue out the back, or out the front. Actually, technically, that's the front of the house. At least what I called the front of the house. Looking out over there, over the speedboat, over the port, or the dock. I don't know, whatever you want to call it. Same thing in the end. The chairs outside here that I did as well, they're actually a brighter green than the ones inside. I don't know, I felt like doing that, making them bright. And the good thing about all these covered balconies is you can do like regular sort of indoor ceiling lights outside. So it makes it really bright. And all of the balconies in the end are lit up. And here you can see I'm doing these ceiling lights. And I've just, that's when I realized before that I've done ceiling lights inside where there's no ceiling. But I'll sort that out in a bit when I go back into the game and I put in some other lights. I'll do wall lights and floor lamps and all that kind of stuff to fix that up because that's a bit dodgy. Here we go. That's one of the bathrooms upstairs. There's 3 bathrooms in the house. There's one upstairs. There's 2 downstairs. One of the ones downstairs is an ensuite to the master bedroom. So yeah, that's a pretty big bedroom. Both of the bedrooms are actually massive. And I left it that way just because it's nice. I guess it's nice to have big rooms because we can. We've got plenty of space, and if we want to extend this house at any point, we can. It's so easy. I guess it's just a matter of getting money. We might have to marry someone else and kill them just to get that money. I don't know. We'll find out in the end. So I guess, again, going back to another reason why this isn't up for download, I suppose because as I'm playing, I'm going to be changing the house as well. So I guess if I add things like add bits to the house later on, by the time I'm done, that's when it'll go up for download. So I guess it'll probably be a long time before this is up for download. So in case you wanted it, I apologize, but you're going to have to wait. You're just going to have to wait. It's not going to come out for a while. But you can see me play it. So you can... I guess it's kind of a tease. I don't mean to be showing you this to tease you, because some people think that like when you show a house on YouTube or something, it's and don't put a download, or show anything and don't put a download, it's teasing. But it's not. It's just showing the work that goes into the house, really, and showing the amount of time and effort that goes into creating houses. And I've told you many reasons why this isn't up for download just yet. So I hope that you don't mind. And the reason I'm mentioning it so much is so you understand why it's not up for download, and you don't say where is download link. But guaranteed, right now there's already comments saying where is the download link? Can you put it in the description? I can't download. Where to find? How to find? How to download? All those kind of comments will definitely be in the section below. So make sure to mention to those people that it is not up for download yet, and it will be later in the future, and there is no ETA on it yet. Just make sure they know, because they probably didn't watch the video. They just skipped to the end to see what the house looks like. That's what they did. Anyways, you guys that are listening right now are perfect. You guys are perfection. I love you. You are the true fans that are either just listening to my voice or possibly even watching the video at the same time. Now, that is incredible. If you're listening and watching, props to you. If you're just listening, that's still cool too. I don't mind that. Anyways, here we go. Moving on to the bedrooms now. And we do this upstairs bedroom first, and then we do the downstairs, and then the pretty much the large downstairs living space is pretty like blank. I didn't know what to do. I just have more sitting areas, like more sofas, and then a pool table. But I figured, I didn't do much because I figured as I'm playing, I'm like, oh, I need this, I'll put it in. Or I need this, I'll put it in. Like maybe if I need a piano, I'll just chuck it in later. If I need like something else like gym equipment. Actually, that's a good idea. I'll do some gym equipment. I need that. I didn't do that. But anyway, yeah, stuff like that. That's why I figured I can just do it as I play along. I just did most of the stuff we'll need and that I knew I would need as we're playing along in this video. And so, yeah. That's why there's some big empty spaces and all that. It's just left all open for expansion. And also, you might be noticing there's a ton of windows, but there's no curtains or blinds. And I figured it's a private island. I mean, I can't be like, you don't need blinds. Come on, there's not going to be anyone there. I mean, if we don't cancel our paper service, the stupid the paper boy or paper girl will come all the way out to our island on a boat and give us a paper. So there's that. But other than that, unless we invite people, they won't really come, I suppose. That's really silly though, how like the paper girl / boy, like even if you're on a houseboat, they'll come all the way out to you, like they somehow know where you are. I mean, come on, you wouldn't get a newspaper. I mean, you can cancel it, which I do, but I think by default, if you're on a houseboat or on a private island or something, the newspaper should already just be cancelled. I mean, it's kind of silly, but I suppose it's one of those things in the game that are just kind of funny. So there we go. The upstairs is pretty much done. Yeah, it is done actually. We're just doing the sofas down here. We did a sitting area down here, another little TV. So there's 2 TV areas, one down the bottom, one up the top. There's only 3 people in this house, so it's going to be pretty underused. But I plan on having a proper family as well. I guess the brother as well at some point might move out because we might have enough money. We have quite a lot of money at the moment, but we're going to sink the rest of that money into the resort. And then we're going to sell that resort and either buy one of the better ones or build our own. I'm not sure yet. I think we might just buy another one and then renovate it more. I don't know. We'll see how it goes. But for now, like the extra money will go into that resort, and then we'll sell it and move on, and get a nice, good resort. I'm not sure how much the other ones are. We got to look that up in game, see how much it costs to buy the other ones, because we got to save up for them. We've got a little windsurfing board out there. I thought we could start doing that. Oh, here we go. Here's where I put it in the other boat. I put it straight in the middle there. I was just choosing my boat. That's the one we got. I thought that was a pretty nice boat. We didn't need another speedboat, especially because they cost like $45,000. We've got a couple of aqua sleds. We might get a third one, actually. That might make more sense, so they can each have an aqua sled. Or an aqua sled. I don't know how you say it, how you peeps say it, but I say aqua. So yeah, and again, another sitting area. Didn't know what to do with it, just did more sofas. Again, in the future, we can change that. I use that same rug in every sitting area in the house, pretty much. So we do a few little potted plants around the place. I thought that palm tree was really nice as well, that little potted palm tree. Palm tree? Sorry, it was really nice. So we did that out there. And we're just doing the other bedroom now. I literally more or less copy where the bed placement and just do it on the level below. I wasn't ready to get super creative. At this point in time, I just wanted the house to be done so I could play the game, because Island Paradise is so much fun. I just wanted the house to be done so I could play. I wanted to play the game. That's what I wanted to do. I was sick of doing the house. So yeah, we're just doing all the final things here, doing all the lights in the house that we've missed on the little end tables there. And lights downstairs here, all through the house. And then we do all the balcony lights as well. I guess in a moment, after we've done this room. We're nearing the end of the video. Coming to the end, there you go. Some lights there, some lights outside. Just fixing up the deck. They're going to get those lights there, lights there. And I'm not sure what happens after I do the lights. I don't think I do anything else. I think that's it. But anyways, guys, there's not going to be any pictures at the end of this, because if you want to see the house closely and in more detail, go check out the Let's Play, specifically the next episode, part 13 of the Let's Play is where I'll be touring the house for you guys. We'll tour it properly. I'll show you around so you can see it. So definitely check out part 13 if you want to. If not, check out the whole Let's Play. That's really cool too. Go to part 1 of Island Paradise Let's Play. It's a lot of fun, and it's a lot of island stuff, I suppose. And here we go. We're just doing some foliage around the island, but that will wrap it up for us in a couple of seconds. So thanks, guys, for watching this speed build. If you got all the way to the end without skipping, congratulations. I love you. I'll see you next time.